Hi, this is Alan here from the digital department. I'm just going to run through with you very quickly here some top tips we have if you're getting a website designed. The first tip we're going to give you is when you're getting a website designed, always check out what platform it's being built on. You have a variety of platforms, whether it's WordPress, which is a very good system. For e-commerce, you have things like Magento, you have Joomla, you have Shopify, all these. And the main thing is to find out before your developer builds anything is what platform is he building it on, and then you can assess whether that's suitable for you. Now, the next tip I'm going to give you is to find out, is the platform being used open sourced or a hosted solution? This is really important because open source platforms allow you and your developer to go in and edit things as you would like them done. So say if you want to add a feature to your website 6 months down the road, we always have clients contacting us asking us for features, and unfortunately they can't be added to their website because they're built on hosted solutions. Now, hosted solutions are where your website and your domain is actually hosted on the one platform. With these, some of them can be quite good solutions, but they are very limited. They are limited in that you are actually constrained by what the actual platform framework allows you to do. So if you need a custom feature for your website and you're on a hosted solution, that may actually make it very, very difficult. So you may in many cases end up rebuilding your website. So it's very important when you are designing your website that you know, is it open source or is it hosted? Okay, the next lesson I'm going to give you is before your website is being built, you should speak with your developers regards keyword research. This is really important as this is what people are actually looking for on the internet. Now, your website should reflect this. It should, if people are typing in certain things into search engines, the content and structure of your website needs to match this. Now, Google has a very good tool. It's a free tool, and it allows you to search to see what people are actually looking for, and therefore that can help you decide what you're going to put on your website and what content you're going to put on your website. Like here, for an example, I could just type something in like, garden furniture. Okay, and you set the location to Ireland, etc. Get ideas, and now Google will come back with basically the search volumes for the different. So we see here that 5,400 people are searching for garden furniture every month, and then you see the different terminology they're using. So you can see then that this is the terminology that you should then be using on your website. Okay, the next little tip I'm going to give you is when you're designing a website, it's always good to build it in graphic first. So the most important thing is that you are happy with the layout and the look of your website before your website design process actually begins. Now, this is just an example of a website we're doing at the moment where this is just a graphic. As you can see, I can click on anything here, but what we do is we design all the web pages first on a graphic, so the client has a really good idea how his website looks before we even build it. Now, the advantage of doing things this way, it is an extra process in the thing, but it allows great flexibility as it's much easier to move a graphic around than it is items on a web page. Sometimes if you go straight to web page, it can actually get quite messy if the client starts asking for things to be moved around. So this allows fantastic scope, and we think that it makes for much better results at the end of the day. Okay, the next tip I'm going to give you, which is really important for the performance of your website, but again is involved in the design and development of it. So here, for example, this is a client of ours, Hanley's Garden Centre, a bit of free promotion for them here. The URL structure is incredibly important. And this means that sometimes you can go onto a website and you might see the domain, in this case hanleysofcork.com, and then you might just see along this space here a lot of useless code. Now it could say XYZ 123 whatever. Now it's really important, because the first thing Google reads when it goes to a website is actually the URL. So this URL should actually contain keywords for the categories and products that you're trying to sell. So say for example here you see that it's in a category of garden furniture, and then it goes down to a specific brand of garden furniture called Rattan Furniture. So this makes sense to Google. You know, he goes to your domain and then he's finding keywords already in your URL. So if you're getting your website developed, this is something you should be very conscious that your developer does, because we see in a lot of websites around that this is not done. There's random characters thrown into these areas, which can have a huge impact on the performance of the website. Okay, the next issue I want to discuss with you is your page titles, your descriptions. This is often referred to as your metadata. Now, as you see in the bar across here, leading Rattan garden furniture retailer Ireland, these are keywords, and this is the page title of your website. Now if you look at the search engine here, you actually see that what was appearing in the bar here in search result is actually what appears here. Now again, this is incredibly important, because after Google has read your URL, the next place it goes to read your page title. So this should be rich in keywords, like here we're optimizing for Rattan garden furniture, but it also should communicate well. So leading Rattan garden furniture retailer Ireland, it contains the keywords, but it's also good for what customers will actually see when they go onto your website. Now the next thing then is your description, which is the line that appears here. This is incredibly important as well and this is not something that search engines actually count in search engine optimization, but it's very important for actually converting your customers. So the key thing here with your developers, make sure they're doing their page titles and their page descriptions. Okay, the next and last little part that I'm going to say is content on your web page. Sometimes a lot of web pages you come across, there's not a lot of content on them, and search engines read text. So I'll give you an example of a store we have built here, where this is the store. You know, you see the supply items here, and you'll see at the end of the page we put this lump of text here. Now this lump of text really is not particularly there to sell anything to anyone, because they'll probably just do that at the product. It's simply there for the purpose of getting search engines to actually pick up this website. So always be conscious that on a website you need to have text on the pages for search engines to pick up. You see a lot of websites now when there's no text on them anymore. They try to do everything with image. So make sure there's enough text. As a little tip, do it in paragraphs, and give headings to paragraphs, and then hashtag these. Ask your developer what hashtagging is. It's basically a little signal for the search engine to pick up and know that these are actually paragraph headings. So it gives them a slightly greater weighting. So that's our tips for today. I'd like to thank you very much.